Hi there. A common question we get asked is whether the SFD graphic is editable. Graphic generator users have downloaded an SFD graphic image and they want to edit it. Typically asking if they can make the font size larger or changing the content to match local sanitation terminology or translating the content into a local language. The good news is that yes, you can. And the very good news is that it can be edited in PowerPoint, which is great, as it means we don't have to download any new software and learn how to use it. So in this short video, I'll explain how you can do this and how, with a little bit of editing, you can take the original graphic image, like this, with the small fonts, and make it look like this, with larger fonts. You can see the difference if I put them side by side. On the left, small fonts before I did any editing, and afterwards with the larger fonts. So just a quick bit of background as to why the font size on the downloadable SFD is so small. Firstly, we decided every diagram should look professional with the same overall layout, so only one font size is used for all the arrow labels. And the font size is always set to the smallest arrow width that we thought we could usefully annotate, which, after some thought, we decided was 3%. So you can see here that a 5% arrow is labelled, whereas these smaller arrows, indicating 2% and 1% and 1%, are not annotated. There are no labels on them. If they were larger, if the arrow widths were greater than 3%, they would be labelled. Secondly, it's set so that all these descriptions at the bottom will fit into the space. These can take up a lot of space, especially when there are a lot of arrows down here, when the city's sanitation services are complex. But we have built in a way that you can edit the font size and the text and even the arrow widths. But we caution against doing that. If you want to change the arrow widths and change the percentages, then you should go back into the matrix and change the data and then redraw the graphic. So how can we edit the font sizes? First of all, we need to come out of PowerPoint and go to the Susanna SFD web portal. And then I'm going to load the graphic generator. I'm going to show an example. I'm going to choose Agra again, mainly because it's at the top of the drop-down list. And I'm going to load the Agra file. All the information is already here. I don't want to edit any of this. What I'm aiming to do is download this image in a way that I can then edit it. Hopefully, most of you will be familiar with saving the graphic as a picture file, which you then upload into reports or a PowerPoint, like the first slides I showed. But if you're not, and you don't know how to do this, then you can watch a different video that we've made, which is dedicated to this subject. So this first one, the SFD graphic as a PNG, this is not editable. But at the bottom here, we've provided a way of editing it as an SFD graphic as a scalable vector graphic file. So I'm going to select this one and download it. Clicking OK will send it to my downloads folder. Just going to check it's there, my downloads, and there's the file. So as I said, the good news is we don't need any new software. I can edit this file in PowerPoint. So I'm going to go back to my slides, find a blank slide that I prepared earlier. I'm going to insert that file by choosing Picture from File and then choosing the file and clicking Insert. So this file as it stands is still not editable. As you can see, it's just one image. I can convert it into an editable way though, making sure I'm in graphics format and then clicking Convert to Shape. And I can center and position this file so that I can work on it. And now if we look, we can see that each of these are shapes which we can edit. So just to quickly show you, I'm going to choose these labels, choose an appropriate font size, say about 18, and I can just shuffle them slightly to make sure they're nicely centered in those boxes. That looks a bit better. And then I'm going to choose these labels on the left. Again, choose a nice font size, maybe a bit smaller, 14. And I think I might put them. And I think I might then center these and shift them slightly over. And similarly, I can select these labels and I can even drag and drop. So if I don't like the label being there, I can move it over, put it on the arrow. I could center this one if I wanted, and so on. So eventually I could work my way around the diagram, editing all the fonts that I think need changing. And eventually it might look like this, which I prepared earlier. And hopefully you agree that looks a little bit better. And of course I can capture all that and save as a picture. Check it's in my downloads again, then I'm just going to call this Agra SFD version 2. Save that. And I can even just go and have a look at that. And there's the new diagram. So that's all you have to do. Everything can be done in PowerPoint, and you can edit that. You can even save that as a PDF, which might have a better image than the one I've shown there. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any further comments or questions, please do get in touch. Thank you. All the best.